struggled a bit at the plate yesterday, as did all of the Utes, but more on that shortly. Kayla Nelson now boasting a 13-game hitting streak. She's going to be hitting second, playing first, now hitting .320 on the year. Emily Capobianco probably had the best swing of any of the guys. Pretty quiet day at the plate. Shanti Posse is batting fifth at short, hitting .300. She's got a couple of doubles, but like her teammates, relatively quiet yesterday. Reese Lee, the sophomore, from Queen Creek, is hitting sixth, .316 on the year. She had a pretty good swing in the first inning, set one ninth and playing right field. Checking in today, hitting .196, is in the circle for the Wildcats. Is Ryan Maddox. Maddox, a redshirt freshman, missed last season because she needed to have surgery on a foot. His comeback this year, making now her 10th appearance through 4 scoreless innings yesterday, going out there to perhaps help the freshman better understand whatever was being communicated, but I'm generally unaware of what that was all about. We can go to the Arizona outfield now, again left to right. Dakota Kennedy, Ryan Shockey, and Kaya Altmaier. Is now a 2-1 pitch is on the way. Sakai taking that one, just going toward the inside. 3-2 to Utah's leadoff hitting left fielder. As Maddox readies another one, it's swung on and hit well into center field, but Shockey has a beat on it. She gets it right in front of the warning track, and there's 1 up and 1 down. As this is a first inning of work. And she's now ready for the second payoff pitch to as many batters. She winds and deals. Foul to the left, keep it full. Maddox was able to salvage the series against UCF. That was the first. And now looking to try to pounce on a Utah team that is in the midst of some struggles. Quick conversation as a 2-0 count is awaiting Capobianco after everybody returns. 1-1 to Jody Mayfield. This one in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. Got to offer a correction. UCF is actually playing ASU and just knocked off the Sun Devils 11-0 in the second game after getting shut out yesterday. About to mention, she wound up getting caught stealing, and she is aboard as the Cats had 8 runs and were only held off the scoreboard once yesterday, and that was in the first inning when they were able to get 2 runners aboard. So for the most part, picking up right where they left off with a hot hand in the circle for the Utes, has now stepped back to her position at right field. Everybody else in their ordinary positions. As Kennedy still over at first base after the attempted bunt from Shockey results in something that should be scored, an unassisted out to the catcher. There it is. And now ahead in the count 1-0, Altmaier dug in as this threatened the first as an off-speed pitch is on the outside corner to start her off with a strike. Dakota Kennedy is at second as she led off the ball game with a base hit for the Wildcat offense. Altmaier, who had a 1-out single, is at first as the 0-1 is on the way to nets. Looking for the inside corner but misses. A ball and a strike to Deb. Mastretti, of her last 8 outings, was highlighted by a shutout victory in a complete game over then number 23 San Diego State. Going to say that was a throwing error on Reese Lee as the 1-0 misses inside. As had happened with Nets, Mastretti has started and moved everybody to the left side against Reagan Shockey, who still tried to bunt into the defense but had the ball catch her out of the box. So she was out with Kennedy remaining at first, but then Altmaier banged the base hit into center field to make it runners at first and second. Nets hit a 3-1 pitch again into center field to score the. It's Arizona 2 and Utah 1. This is Wildcat Softball on Arizona Sports Enterprises. Or gamble is coach softball, so take all of that with many grains of salt. As the first pitch, looking for the outside corner to the right hand, hitting Shanti Posse. The Utah shortstop takes it outside for ball 1. Posse yesterday, 1 for 2. She had an infield hit toward Beal. So right now trying to keep the sun out of her eyes. Has been the zip code that Maddox has been residing in, as this one swung on and hit short hop to Sniffen, as she's able to put a glove on that one and get it across just in time to retire Posse. Sniffen had some nifty glove work yesterday. That one was the toughest yet, as she was not only battling the short hop but also the sun. Safely checking her swing. Another payoff pitch is going to be coming from Ryan Maddox. Maddox steals the 3-2 high, and there's her second walk. Her team has a 2-0 lead, but right now she is trying to find a way out of the second here. She's now down in the count 2-0 to White. The bases. One had occurred in the first inning, and that was Capobianco, who was stranded at first. Infield is all inside a bag as the 1-0 misses outside. Corner for strike one. After Posse had grounded out to third, a difficult short hop for Sniffen, Reese Lee worked a walk, and then a base hit into left field from Kendall Lundberg made it first and second as the 0-1 pitch is looking for the outside corner. Stoddard's there again, strike two. Hayes been productive in similar circumstances as she's hitting .500 with the bases loaded. Average comes down to .267 with two away. That is her situation right now as she waits another 0-2 pitch from Stoddard. Well off the plate, seeing if she would chase. She would not. Makes it count 1-2. Fans hopeful that the second after Utah is able to scratch a run across for the first time in this series. Not exactly the start that the Utes were looking from in that dugout. It's going to bring up Kiki Escobar, and then the top of the order awaits. Everybody inside the bag here as Escobar waits from the left side. Ball by Escobar. She walked Beal on 4 straight. Kiki now at second after the error as the 1-0 is on the way to Kennedy looking for the inside corner, but that misses wide. 2 balls and no strikes to Dakota Kennedy. She's hitting .457 in relatively limited action though. Just .167 with runners in score. Takes it low for ball one. Trying to watch now how Utah is making sure that each base is covered. Nelson is flying back to first, and I think that's Posse who's trying to get over to third as this one's shown bunt but taken on the top corner. Fans don't like it, but it even first. And another 2-2 pitch is again fouled back. Lundberg couldn't hang on to it. Still a 2-ball and 2-strike count. If you stepped away before Reagan stepped into the box and you're wondering what the heck is going on in Utah's infield, this is something that we started seeing last year. Second is Nets takes one on the outside corner for strike one, but Posse hanging on to that one with her back to second. Can't necessarily say that she allowed Altmaier to take second, but the moment of indecision costly as here's Nets now 0-1, pulls this one down the left field line but foul. And the shadow has now taken over third. The circle has been shadowed now for I'd say the last 5 outs. So good vision here for the hitters as this one comes inside, very close to that top corner, but Devon's going to take that one to even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Stewart is off speed. She keeps her hands back and has it fouled to the right on the screen. Evens it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the second. The Wildcats scored 2 in the first, but now 3 in the second, lead 5-1. Stewart ready, and the 2-2 pitch is in the dirt, ball 3. Stoddard back out there to start the third inning. She completed the second while giving up just 1 hit and a run that is credited to Ryan Maddox. It ought to have been noted that Maddox's day went 1 1/3. She gave up 1 hit, 1 run, and that was off of a base hit off of Stoddard, but was having to put some extra squeeze into her right hand as the 2-1 pitch is this time again at the bottom of the zone, and Stoddard had evened it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats lead 5-1 here in the top of the third. Utah scored for the first time in the series in the previous frame as the 2-1, beg your pardon, 2-2 was a little bit low. Had emphasized at the start of the bottom of the second inning that it would be advantageous for the Wildcats to continue to score because, as you have just seen evidenced further, besides Devin Nets, Arizona pitchers have not been able to set down you to the lefty, but miss either low, away, or both. And Stoddard will again work from behind in the count. Down 1-0, but her team's up 5-2 here in the third. The 1-0 to Lee. Swung on and missed. Miranda. That'll bring up Taylor Beal with the number 9 hitting Kiki Escobar waiting in the on-deck circle. A little bit different approach here from the Wildcats, who needed 4 innings to score 8 runs and get the run ruling completed yesterday. Most of that was done by the middle of the order. Beal swings it. We're going to need a double. After 3.5, the Wildcats now lead 5-2. It's Arizona Softball and Arizona Sports Enterprises. Actually scored in the second as she takes that one for strike 1. Hitting now 457, 611 when she gets to lead off. The open stance from the left. As that one off the plate outside. Cats were held scoreless in the first inning as the first pitch is on the outside corner to Shockey, who today is 0 for 2. She got aboard on a fielder's choice after battling against this overloaded infield with everybody inside the bag and hovering around the circle. She awaits this 0-1, slap to the left, and just foul. 1 ball and no strike to Devin Netz, who had 4 scoreless innings yesterday, and right now gets the start at first. She's hitting 423, 353 with 2 away, as is the case right now with nobody aboard, and the Wildcats with a 4-run lead. This one looking for the inside corner, catches it. Ball in his first time that has happened, and the first pitch now to Mayfield is a ball, 1-0. Mayfield last seen homering. That was her second long ball. As the 1-0 off the fist and right into the circle. Stoddard calls everybody off. I don't know if anybody else had a chance to try to get there. Or is this more about a new hitter slash runner? I mean, Utah's trailing 6-2, have a potentially bases loaded situation with only 1 out. I don't see the harm. Dugout asking to know exactly where that was, and they were told outside. So a ball and 2 strikes now as Dieter back in and looming over the plate, ready for a 1-2 pitch that swung on and fouled to the left side. A ball and 2 strikes still to Dieter. Capobianco started this frame with a leadoff. She was just shy of a diving grab earlier today. And that'll bring up Taylor Beal with the Wildcats still with a runner in scoring position, though now 1 out. First pitch from Carry On, swung on and pulled foul. She jumped on that. Just a bit ahead. Evens it up at 2-2. Dakota Kennedy's waiting on deck. The Wildcats now lead 6. This is their largest advantage today. So that one's very high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind starts to blow out to left. As you got Capobianco now waiting for an opportunity as this one misses the bottom of the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. and see if this time she's able to take advantage of the wind and perhaps a little bit more elevated temperature. See if she can try to really cut into this Wildcat lead. The Cats are up 6 as a conversation comes in to the circle, and a big moment here against the meat of Utah. Outfield likewise, as Silva ahead 0-1. She was ahead of Capobianco. Wound up losing her for a bases loaded walk. Now with 2 away, she readies an 0-1 to Mayfield. Down the tube for strike 2. As Jolie Mayfield just took an 0-2 pitch high and deep to left and just beyond Dakota Kennedy's jumping attempt. Bases are empty as the book on Silva is going to be. So 2 for 2 with 3 runs as the 1-0. This is high. 8-6 the Wildcats lead, but only 2 of the 6 runs that Utah has scored are earned. A Mayfield grand slam on an 0-2 pitch from Silva has made it just a 2-run game, and the Cats are yet to have a 1-2-3 inning, so getting a run across here would be a pretty big deal. Altmaier steps into the box today, having a base hit in both the first and second. Takes a long look at the wristband and now deals a 1-2 that's very high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats have Stoddard waiting on deck. Wind now shifting and blowing out toward right. That was quite a while. Jacobs is announced. She got the start yesterday. Coincidentally, a year ago,